Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Survivors with a Purpose, also known as Swap Radio. I'm your host, Monica, and I have Tony with me today. Say hi, Tony.
Hello.
Hello. Look at him. He's
Hello.
always at work. Don't y'all like a working single man? No, I'm just joking. Uh, real quick, you can follow the radio show at Swap Radio Show on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow me at Monica WLS and the number two. The number two on Instagram and TikTok. Yes, my Instagram was taken for some crazy reason, but I have it back. I don't know if I gave y'all the update, but it was gone for a little bit. Tony, give your info, please.
I'm Tony Burger, as in hamburger. Tony Burger on all social media platforms.
Very true. I saw you get on TikTok. I was like,
Yes, I did that this week.
Tony followed me. Okay, okay.
I had that page for Ladybug. She now has her own parental TikTok. So now I'm gonna start TikToking.
Oh, you know what? I also, now that I think about it, I changed the name of my Twitter to Swap Radio. So I guess that's another way. Because I have decided that I'm going to be more active on those social media pages, so we can discuss
Great,
things further and then, on other platforms. Just
great
not
minds
here.
think alike.
You said what?
Great minds think alike.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
I said the
definitely had to
same
do
thing. Yeah, that's what I had said. I have to expand my social media footprint and be more active.
Now, I don't want to be a part of the cancel culture when I
No,
say certain things. Um, I try to say them in the nicest way, if necessary. If necessary. However, these when I'm speaking, if I don't say someone else said it, it's my opinion and not on Fire TV's opinion, not Tony's opinion. Tony's gonna give his opinion. That's our disclaimer. Okay, I don't have any money, so you can't sue me. I don't have anything.
I don't have anything either. I'm financially embarrassed.
I'm gonna start saying that financially embarrassed. Okay, listen. Okay, so the goal here at SWAT Radio, we like to talk about current events. We also like to discuss, things that we normally go through in life, whether it be relationship, co-parenting, mental health, anything health wise, lupus, cancer. We discuss those things right here on Swap Radio. So if you are dealing with something and you want to share your story and maybe it can help the next person, shoot me an email to the SWAT Radio Show at gmail.com, or you can send me a DM to one of those platforms and we can get you on as a guest and discuss those topics. So because we are discussing current event today, um, I have a quote for today as it relates to mental health. But before I do that, let me remind you that you can tune in every Thursday right here at onfiretv.com. Excuse me, on fire dash. I gotta remember to say that dash. I keep forgetting to say that. But on fire-tv.com every Thursday at 7 p.m. We've been a little busy lately, but we're back and we're here with all new episodes. So the quote of today is: mental health is not a destination, but a process. It's about how you drive, not where you're going. So keep that in mind as we bring up the first topic that we will discuss here today, which happens to be, some of you may know who the no shoot zone person is. I myself, I happened to come across this person on social media, on Facebook. One of my friends had shared one of his posts a few years back, and I noticed other media outlets are saying activist. I won't use that word. Yeah, I just won't. So on Sunday, there was an incident involving the no shoot zone guy, is what I keep saying, because most people don't really know his name. Tyree Moorhead was the creator of Baltimore City's no shoot zone. He spray painted the message across the face of Baltimore from block to block and from neighborhood to neighborhood. His father, wait a minute, let me back up because I'm going a little fast. So on Sunday, from the videos I've seen and from listening to our commissioner, he was engaged in a physical confrontation with a female. After watching the video closer, I see it's a lighter skinned female, maybe Caucasian. And he had a knife. He was on top as the police drove up, and the police instructed him to drop the knife. He didn't. And the officer shot at least 13 to 14 shots, unloaded that clip, and then reloaded. But by that time, he had dropped the knife. A lot of people were trying to figure out who was it. We didn't know who the guy was. However, his father, Carlton Moorhead, confirmed to WJZ that it was his son who had been killed by an officer. This all took place in Sandtown, Winchester area. Now, not sure exact. Because I don't want to say anything. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to ruffle a feather or two. However, I did watch a video, which you're about to see, that tells me that he was already off the chain when the day started, when he was addressing his lady friend, who I think her name is Angelia. He was addressing, initially, I know we thought it was her on the ground because of the way that he speaks to her in an abusive manner. However, it wasn't her. It was a female that he didn't know, because she states that she didn't know him at all. However, if we can play the clip of him in the house before he even got outside for that confrontation to happen. Give us a moment. That should come up soon. But while we're waiting for that clip, it's just the way that he talks to her that just... I've seen so many videos from him, his lives, and where he talked to the children, and he expects the children, oh, you let your children disrespect me. But the way that he talks to this woman in front of her children, I just saw the children trying to protect their mother, not, oh, they're just outright trying to disrespect this man. It was more or less, I'm going to take up for my mother. You're not going to talk to her like that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Eventually we'll get to that clip. But, so, Tony, have you heard about No Shoot Zone before Sunday, the 6th?
Yes, I have. I was one of the people who brought into his message early on. So the people who used to cash app for money, I was one of those people. Things led to the discovery of the money not being utilized for what he said it was being utilized for, so I stopped cash apping the money. He wanted to send some videos to be posted in a group that I was an admin in, and I approached him through social media about changing his delivery. And he cussed me out something terrible. So you said earlier about the way he talked to that woman and her children. It's the way he talked to people, period. Because if you don't see or buy into what he seen or he brought into, he disrespected you at levels that are unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I mean, it was, I don't want to move too far into our conversation because I know it's staged, um, like the delivery of our presentation. But unfortunately, when you look at those lives that he put up from the 4 different pages he had and his demeanor of Facebook is blocking him, and when he go live, somebody was cutting him off, so he would log in from another page, and he was cussing out social media. He was cussing out people through social media, and then his neighbors, where he had to move from 3 or 4 different neighborhoods because of the constant confrontation with neighbors. Something wasn't right knocking on his door upstairs.
Now listen, I myself, I didn't have. I won't even say a run-in, but someone has shared his live, and I looked at it, and I want to say, like, I could never understand the way he talked to people. Let me say that. People in general. So when I came across him, it was during the time when some of us were boycotting Vince Crabbe. And I'm still boycotting him. I still don't go. But anyway, the girl who was running it, like, had organized the protesters, Kelly, he was on there, like, really, like, bad mouthing her. And I just was listening, like, and so when he started calling anybody that didn't agree with Vince Crabbe, he was like calling us like out our names, like why we gotta be dumb bitches? Like what? So I typed in as a comment, why do we have to be dumb bitches? Like why we just, you know, we can agree to disagree. We just flew off the handle. Somebody, one of y'all blocked this dumb bitch Monica. I was like, jeez. All I'm asking is why we have to be called out our name. Excuse me, mother. I know you're watching. I do. But yes, like, why do we have to be called out of our name? I'm okay. And I mean, even with this topic here, people don't understand that we can agree to disagree. Some people want to call him an activist. I call him an attention whore, the same way I called Jamal Bryant an attention whore. This is just my opinion. And we can agree to disagree. But I'm still going to stand firm on what I said. This guy just caused all kind of rants. And even now people are, oh, he was a good guy. He would give you the shirt off of his back. Yeah, that's fine and dandy. But a lot of us, thousands of us, had a chance to watch those videos where he was disrespectful to the woman that he claims to love and her children and his neighbors and no shoot zone. It was a video. I meant to have that clip together, but my dog is having a fit. But it was a clip where the guy came at him with a stick and he's backing up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Baby, get my gun. I thought it was a no shoot zone. Why you want your gun?
That was the video before he got shot the last time in East Baltimore.
See, no, wait a minute. What do you mean when he got shot in the neck? He was on
Yeah.
live.
Yeah. That's when the guy hit him with the stick.
I don't quite remember. It's just so much.
Yeah.
It is one page on Instagram. I promise you. I almost felt like he was paying them. They was posting everything. Whatever he posts, they posted it. I'm like, why are we getting so much info on this guy? I was about ready to unfollow them, honestly. I really was. But we have the clip of him being shot. I'm not sure which one it is coming up, but the one that happens where it's like a citizen, you can hear them like saying, you know, like this guy was out here earlier acting. I'm just saying, That's why I had the quote of mental illness, because the mental health quote, because everybody wants to we can't always blame mental health. We cannot. They
swear to
still have
God,
to take accountability for the things
I,
that they do.
I said that today on this very topic. I said, someone said he was suffering from mental illness. I said, we cannot keep putting that mental illness tag on criminal behavior and stupidness. We can't.
His family member, once they said, because I think a brother or cousin, he came on and said, came on the news and was like, he had stopped taking his meds. And okay, you can go have him EP. You can go to the courthouse, fill out paperwork, and have that man EP for a psych evaluation. You can do that. Nobody did it. Yeah, so when they say, I see different posts and different women that are not even his family, we failed him. I didn't fail that man. I did not.
I didn't fail him.
If you know him personally, you failed him, not me, because I don't know him personally.
I can't say
I do have a soft spot for people with mental illness because I have a son who's dealing with mental illness. However, if I think he needs to be EP, I'm going to the courthouse and write it up so I can get the judge, commissioner, whomever is there, to have my son admitted at least for a 72-hour hold.
Evaluate.
Give him help.
Exactly.
They didn't do that. Don't keep saying that the Baltimore community failed him. I didn't fail that man. Whoever's close to him failed him.
I can't even say people.
This the same nigga from earlier. Oh, hell no. Yo, he geeking, yo. Oh, he ready. Oh, it's done. Oh, shit.
Now, looking from a distance, it kind of looks like he laid on the ground when they told him get down. From the body cam footage, he laid on her.
With the knife to her neck. To her neck.
So, people seem to think, and this is hilarious to me, that people think, now this can be seen as overkill if you don't know. But police officers are not trained to shoot him in the ankle. Oh, they could have shot him in his wrist so he could drop the gun.
That shit is in the movies. That's in the movies. It don't work like that.
Like, no, they're going to shoot him until he's unarmed. You know what I mean?
So I'm a full disclaimer here. I've been licensed to carry for at least 10 years now. Every training that I have ever took never teaches us to shoot at arms, wrists, legs. It teaches us to shoot center mass from the neck to the groin area. And the training is you shoot until the threat is neutralized. I'm not going to go too far if I know you got that video. So that whole shoot him in the wrist, shoot him in the leg stuff, that shit is in the movies. When you aim your gun and you level up your gun, the gun has 3 sights, 2 on the back, on the left and the right, 1 on the front and the center. Those 3 dots has to be in a perfect line to hit your target exactly where you want to hit it. When you're in one of those emergency situations and you have to shoot someone, you're not going to stand there and aim and twist that gun to all 3 dots are perfectly lined up to shoot a person in their wrist. That man got a knife to that lady's neck. You put that gun on the center mass of that body, and you pull the trigger until you feel as though the threat is neutralized. When they say neutralized, they mean
even up to probably the 10th. I'm not sure if he has the footage from the body cam right now, but even up to about the 10th or 11th shot, once he finally got on his back, he was still
holding the knife.
He still never let the knife go. And what they don't understand is he's going to keep shooting until the threat is
neutralized.
Until he's no longer a threat, basically. When he started shooting, he kind of was like trying to get up. from what I saw on the body cam footage. I don't know. But
from what I saw is when he shot him the first time, he angled himself around so that he wouldn't shoot that lady. He shot to the fifth time. The fifth bullet is when he got up and started running toward. It was a guy on the top right of the direction he was going. As a person that's trying to neutralize the threat, I don't know if he's going to stab that guy or he's running. He still got the knife. I'm going to keep shooting. On the 12th shot was when he fell to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He turns over. He still got the knife. He looks to me like he's about to get back up. The officer shoots again. Boom. Drops the clip, puts the new clip in. That's when he let the knife go.
Yeah.
To me, based on the training that I've had, that is 100% a justifiable shoot. You don't know what he was going to do when he rolled off of her and got to his legs.
Exactly.
Because it was a guy right there. And then people say, oh, well, he was going to stab her. He had all that time to stab her. You're absolutely right. But he also had all that time to drop that knife because he heard them sirens coming. He's seen that officer getting out of his car.
Exactly.
He's seen that gun coming up. He told him, get down. He laid on top of the woman and put the knife to her neck. He had plenty of opportunity to get rid of that knife and not get shot.
But you know what? He was actually, like fighting, like hitting on her before.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he wasn't going. Who knows? We can't ask him. Had he dropped the knife, he would have been able to tell us why he was even hitting on that lady. From my understanding, the woman said she don't even know him. So
it was a guy. It was a guy.
What is the reason? Like,
it was a guy on the corner. It was a guy on that opposite corner. Because you know me, I'm going up and investigate. So it was a guy on the opposite corner that said the whole day he was going through the neighborhood terrorizing stuff. And he said that he was either on something or he wasn't in his right mind. But that guy also said that when he attacked that lady, he went and got the knife because he dropped it, is what I was told, allegedly. He was coming back toward the lady with the knife when the police is pulled up. Somehow, when he first attacked the lady, he dropped the knife. So when the police pulled up and he's walking back to her, he must have went and picked the knife up from wherever he dropped it, because the guy said that he had her straddled and was punching her in the face before the police pulled up. So when I went back and started looking at those videos, what that guy told me made sense to what was happening in the videos. But the one that's far away, you can't tell what he's doing.
Right.
And when you look at the body cam, just like the guy explained, you see him walking back toward the lady with the knife from the body cam. Mm-hmm. So though that witness statement of what allegedly happened, I'm going to have to trust and believe that.
Right, because I wasn't there. So
exactly.
And listen, on Instagram, it was a girl there that was like, she was commenting. She said, "Oh no, he beat the out that woman before he put that knife to her neck." And she said, if that police officer had not unloaded that clip, he would have cut that woman. Well, see, we don't know because he wasn't there. Right. I do have a clip of him, like I said, before he went outside. He was already like off the chain, and his woman, Angelia, she looked scared. Listen to him. When I go outside, if any piece of hair on my head is touched, the whole world is going to go boom. What does that mean? I feel like he wanted death by cop. I think that's what he wanted. Suicide by cop.
He wanted death, period. That's what I take from all his lives and the way he was acting. It's like he was seeking death.
I don't know.
I don't either. That's my assumption. You know what I mean? You just look at all the lives that he's been through, the different.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, this is the.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming today. Joining me here today is Deputy Commissioner Brian Nato of our Public Integrity Bureau. We're here today to release bodies officer-involved shooting that occurred on Sunday at the intersection of Fulton and Lake Avenue. Now, before we show you the footage, I want to make it clear that I fully understand the high level of public scrutiny that results from any use of force from our department and law enforcement agencies across the country. It's conducting a thorough investigation alongside the Attorney General's office into this incident, while also promoting equity and accountability. Commissioner Nato who over the body camera videos from both incidents.
Afternoon. As the Commissioner stated, we're going to release 2 body-worn camera videos, which show a police involved shooting, which is on September 6th, 3:41 p.m. To put you about to see, this past Sunday, Officer Rutherford and Officer Trey Michael Hazel were driving together in a marked patrol vehicle. Officer Rutherford has been a Baltimore police officer since he worked with the Maryland Transportation Authority for 3 years. In August of this year, and had finished his field training while waiting for his final certification through the state. Required to work with the certified. We just to the West Lafayette Avenue for a report of a male who was to the neck of a female.
Well, it looks like this is frozen. From what I see.
As those units arrive, he and other officers provide medical attention to the individual who was shot. The man has been identified as Tyree Moorhead of Baltimore, and the female is also a resident of Baltimore. It does not appear that the two are related or have any connection. We will be releasing 2 body-worn camera videos to you today. Following the critical incident release policy, they have been given to the U.S. Attorney's Office, State Attorney's Office, the Baltimore Office of Equity and Civil Rights, and additionally, the AG's office that has the Independent Investigative Division. You will see is from Officer Rutherford. The second video you will see from Officer Hazel. The first video has been slowed down a little bit to show you some points of the way. At the end, we will show you the complete raw video so you have context of all of that. We'll now show the videos. The circle showing the male, the female.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yeah, it's freezing up bad.
I mean, although it's freezing, just look at this. How his arm is still up and he still has the knife.
Still has the knife. And you could look at his legs and see he was still trying to move his legs. He was still trying to get back up.
And look down at the corner. The right-hand corner.
That's the lady balled up in the knot.
Exactly. I mean, so that is a very important thing. Even though the video was freezing, that gave us the opportunity to, examine what was right there. He still had the knife in an upward position because that was where his arm was, even after being hit that many times, or however many times, we don't know. We just heard that many, shots.
It was that many shots. Yeah, we don't know how many times he's been hit, but that'll come out on the autopsy. But if you can go view the actual footage on Baltimore Police website, or it's on YouTube and all that stuff, you can actually see the footage, because again, it was freezing for those that want to see it. But from us watching it, we've seen it completely in its entirety, and I watched it over and over and over because I was critiquing everything, like making sure that before I actually spoke, I had everything, like all the ducks in the row. I knew the movements, everything. And I can't say one time looking at that video at some point that he could have stopped shooting or the shooting wasn't justified. At the end of the day, he saved that girl life based on what your friend, your witness person, or who, I forgot who you said, the person you talked to.
I didn't talk to her. I read her whole statement on, I think it was either Murder Inc. or one of those other pages.
Okay. And me being the nosy person I am, I went up there investigating, and I talked to people because I'm just that nosy of a person. Because this is really a hobby job.
Investigative reporter.
That's what we are. That's basically what we are. This is a hobby job. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. And I went up there and I investigated. And what the people in that community that did talk to me explained based on the videos I've seen. Mm-hmm. And me and you didn't talk about this before this episode based on what you said, because I don't even look on Murder Inc. at all. It all correlates together.
Right. Listen, this from the scared officer side. Let me say that.
She said the scared officer side.
Why was he back there? I mean, let's really discuss that. If you scared, don't be a police officer.
Don't be a police officer.
Why are you way back there and your partner is way over there?
Listen,
he's on administrative duty too. He needs to stay there.
I found out this. I found out this kid just graduated in August.
Yes, he just finished his field training, but so what? You are a scared officer hiding behind that truck while your partner is over there fully engaged.
Soon as the first shot went off, he ran back behind the car.
Like he didn't know who was shooting. Like, come on.
Listen, and if you listen at the video when they pulling up, he start yelling. You can hear the scaredness in his voice. Send more cars, send more cars.
Right.
And then as soon as the one officer get out with his gun drawn, you hear him yell signal 13. I'm like you. If you're that scared, you shouldn't be in that field.
At all.
And then the other officer, the backup officer, pulls up and pulls right there on. He gets out, starts going straight to him. The new officer's still back behind the patrol car.
You know why? You know why he was back there?
If you scared, say you scared.
If you scared, say you scared. You should not be a police officer.
No.
You're gonna be scared. I'm just saying.
And to me, it's nothing he can say as to why he was back there. You wasn't going to talk on the radio because you got the radio hooked to your shoulder. You wasn't going to get no backup, or you wasn't taking cover because you knew your partner was the one shooting.
Like,
so if I'm doing an investigation and I'm with this integrity bureau, my question is to him: why wasn't you on your partner's flanking your partner left or right and moving in with on the suspect? Why was you running backwards? I've never even seen him with his gun out. Now that I think about it, I never even seen him with his gun out.
His gun was just out right there in the clip that was just shown.
I never even paid that no attention. I swear I didn't. I just thought about it just now. you're right, it was, and he had it pointed to the ground.
But what difference did it make if he was way back there? You know.
But you know, it's.
I'm sorry. This is really not a laughing matter, but
it's not. But that officer
that part right there is
laughable. Yeah, it's crazy to me.
Now let me say this: I'm not a cold-hearted person. You know, I do send my prayers to his family, you know, and friends who knew him personally. I just feel like this is something that he wanted. I saw another video where, like, why are you intentionally carrying a knife to be seen by the police? Why do you feel like you have to go around with a knife out? Like, why do you feel like everybody's after you? Like,
I'm gonna take you back to something real quick. I want to see how good your memory is. Remember when Barksdale got killed and he went to that scene?
mm-hmm.
He had that long ass machete on his side.
Yeah.
And the police had asked him to leave, don't make the scene a hostile environment. And he went to the car and got another machete or something, a knife, and put it on his side. And a citizen snatched it off of him and gave it to the police. And he started yelling and screaming at that scene to have that person locked up for theft and robbery.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
I'm dead serious. Like he went to that scene and he said he was there to paint no shoot zone, but he went there antagonizing the police officers and
Which
all
is
the
what
officers.
He always do.
Yep, and all the officers' attention left from that murder scene of Barksdale and started turning to him. You know what I'm saying? And then his sister, Barksdale's sister, got involved because she started yelling at him obscenities and saying, "My brother didn't like you. Y'all was beefing. Why are you here? My brother don't F with you." You know what I'm saying? But everything that was going on that scene, he brought the attention to him now. And now another citizen had to intervene because the police was pretty much ignoring him. They were just telling him, "Hey, go on about your business." A citizen snatched the knife from him and gave it to the police officer. It is just like he was always aggravating or poking or pushing. And I ain't gonna say he wanted death because I said that earlier. I want to take that, but I can't take it back because I said it.
No, but he said it. He has said it so many times in his live. I wasn't like a regular person that tuned in for the simple fact, like I said, way back when I was, you know, in agreement with boycotting Vince Krabs, I would see his lives because people are sharing them. I see now what's being posted, and if I get killed, if I get shot, the Bloods tried to kill me. This gang tried to kill me. Listen, he talks so bad about the police. There's a video up of him getting into it with his neighbor. I guess he was feeding birds or whatever, throwing stuff out there. The guy threw water out there. Now he's mad with the neighbor. The neighbor has a machete
that he took from him.
All the people outside, looking outside, all the neighbors and stuff. And he told the guy, he said, "If you come over here, I'm going to kill you. If you come over here, I'm going to kill you." The guy picked up the machete, walked over there to him.
Slapped the shit out of him.
He ain't slapped him. But he didn't kill him either. But I'm just saying, like, stuff like that.
He slapped him because that's how he got into the conversation.
Oh, dang. Oh. It's hard for that. Because then when he turned around weeks later and was shot, and I called y'all coming up here. He holding the thing, the blood just leaking. Girl behind him, just leaking everywhere. Well, why you call the police if it's always after the police? And what you calling them for?
I'm gonna spin you back to something real quick that happened in between that, right? Because they always share his live. One of my friends always share his live, right? So the day when he was feeding the birds, the guy watered it. The guy actually did pop him, right? And then he told the boy across the street, "Yeah, that's my neighbor. He can do that, but you can't." I'm like, "Well, that's your neighbor too." So that's when the boy came over with the stick. He ran in the house. He came back to the door with the gun underneath the towel, and he showed the boy the gun underneath the towel. Well, between that and him getting shot, the police raided his house
Oh,
looking
wow.
for them guns. Yes, the police raided his house looking for them guns, and they didn't find it. And once they didn't find the guns, it was like maybe like the day after that was when he got shot in his neck in that same neighborhood.
See,
Yeah,
now, and I just want people to understand this. This is not a bash. What's this? Tyree Moorhead. This is not a bash Tyree Moorhead show.
no, it's not.
We're
We're
just
just explaining.
we're just not in agreements with. I know I'm not. I don't feel like he was an activist. I feel like that was just something for him to get attention because it didn't matter what was going on. He's always yelling in his lives. I've never seen like a happy moment. I see they pulling videos of like when he was doing stuff with the children, or maybe that's when he was taking his medicine. Because according to his cousin, he wasn't taking his medicine. Trust me, I have a very, very soft spot for people who suffer or deal with, let me not use suffer, who are coping or attempting to cope with mental illness. My son, my second child, is definitely coping, dealing with mental illness. So I'm not here to make fun of him and I'm not here to bash him. I don't want to go back and forth with the people on the social media like, well, you do realize he did do this. And this is the response. Because I know myself. This is why I never took the position as a police officer. I'm going home. There's no way I'm going to allow you. They're like, well, he only had a knife. So what would you have rather the police officer pull out a knife? Like, I don't understand how you guys expected him to take down a subject that had a knife and was on top of somebody. So again, I'm not trying to bash him, but everybody who's close to him or the people who always want to see like the police are always wrong. I don't feel like the police was wrong in this situation. This man still had a tight grip on the knife, even after he was off the lady. To me, even at one point, it looked like he tried to get up before he was actually on his back. I'm not here to defend the police. I'm just here to speak my opinion because this is my platform where I can do that. I'm just like, I can do that here. It's no way. If the police was on top of you, I mean, if it was a guy on top of you that you didn't know, even if you did know him and he was attacking you, you would want that police officer to do the same exact thing. Save me. Because I want to go home. I have children. I only have one minor child. However, I have 4 children in total and a granddaughter. If there's a man on top of me, family, friend, or foe, if he's on top of me with a knife, get him off of me. If that means to unload your goddamn clip, unload that shit. Get this man off of me. So if y'all mad about that, so be it. Y'all want to blame, the community let him down. We watched him spiral down. And no, if you know him personally, you let that man down. I didn't. You let him down. Don't do that. Don't try to put a guilt trip on everybody that sat and watched something that was posted. Don't do that. Please don't.
And that's all I wanted to say is that we just documented his travels over the last couple of years because, like, we've seen it firsthand. But we are not the reason that he's no longer with us. That lady is not the reason he's no longer with us. That police officer is not the reason he's no longer with us. He is the reason he is no longer with us. The decisions he made that day, he had plenty of opportunity to let that knife go and to leave that woman alone. And then people want to say, hey, they could have tased him. How do you tase a person with a knife? Tasers don't work on everybody.
It sure don't. And honestly, with the way that he was before he was actually outside, to the point of him being outside, it may have done nothing anyway. Or he could have been tased. Mind you, I don't have anything near me. Let's say my AirPod case. If this is a knife at somebody's throat, you tase me and then I can still stab this person. I can still cut this person. So the tase could have helped him injure the woman. Her injuries was just like the regular. No, she wasn't stabbed. They did say that she wasn't stabbed or cut, but she had injuries from him hitting her.
Yeah, she had abrasions over her skin and bruises on her face, they said, from him
But
hitting
tasing
her.
is not the option.
No, tasing is not. When you come upon that, and anyone who want to challenge that what happened, I beg you, please, it's $400 for that course. Go take it. It will drastically change your opinion because they're going to put you with a handgun into those situations. And you're going to be walking through buildings and you're going to come up against people trying to stab you and hit you with bats and tackle you and all that stuff. And you have to defend yourself. And the things have little red dots in them. Some of the courses use rubber bullets. Some of them use paintballs. That's the situation. Person run at you with a knife, I want to see you try to aim and shoot them in their hand.
You can't. You just can't. You could have shot him in the hand. How?
No, it don't work that way.
Tell me how.
It don't work that way.
Had he shot him in the hand when he was on the woman, wouldn't it? He could have possibly shot the woman. I disagree with what happened totally. Like,
and then when you shoot, just say the person is a 100% marksman shooter, and he can shoot him in the hand. That bullet is going through the hand and hit the next person behind it.
Listen, you shoot him. I've seen so much. Oh, get his family a lawyer. A lawyer for what? A lawyer for what? But like I said, I don't know if he. Oh yeah, I think he said he finally got the clip. However, he was telling the woman not to go to work. Oh, we're about to own Amazon, sir. He was completely out of his mind.
The whole world gonna go boom. Not just this city. I should have stayed down in Atlanta with the gays. It's the reason I stayed up here. Because I'm trying to explain something to y'all. If I come outside and as little as a hair on my head is affected, every single person in your entire bloodline will be erased from the face of this entire existence. Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! You know I'm not going to be with you, right? Go ahead to work if you want to.
I'm going.
Peace out. Now, what I was saying, right? Yeah, leave, sis. Get on up out of here. Get on up out of here, man. Like I said, I might just want to start fresh. Give Nikki a chance. Even though she took my children, you know? Definitely ain't gonna give Maxine a chance, though.
You gonna give Nikki a chance?
If you go to work.
I'm going to work.
All right, peace out.
How you gonna contact Nikki?
Listen to what I'm telling you. Angela, if you go to work, the whole world...
It's not if. I'm going to work.
All right. Okay. Go ahead to work. Please let her go to work. We about to be... I'm telling you, I'm going to ask for at least 44 million. 33 million at least. Are y'all serious? Y'all better look up. I should have stayed in Atlanta for real, though. Because I be moving so fast, the Sentinel said I was moving faster than them. Y'all better hope them trains, that train horn I keep hearing that. Y'all better hope they keeping up with me. You better hope all them fiends been circling me around here. All the gangsters been coming out with their colors, their hoods on. All the cars that been following us down Florida and back. Y'all better hope and pray that nobody think they can bust a move. Because the ability that God said he gave me, right?
You know who failed him? Everybody that sat there and was on that live. That's the people that failed him.
He's telling that
That
woman
was,
not to go to work.
that was earlier that day.
That was before he actually went outside, they said.
Wow.
That was his last live.
I never seen that, so that was my first time seeing it. The last live I seen was the one where he was sitting downtown in the middle of Pratt and Gay Street, talking about he was sitting there to save the kids, and he was yelling the Muslim sayings out the window.
You can see right there that man, like, he was gone, and I did see or hear, I should say, because I believe it was like the cousin. I don't remember if it was his cousin or brother, but it was a male on the news. Oh, the police need to be better trained. I agree with that. As a parent of an adult child who suffers with mental illness, I think police should be trained in how they respond. However, who around there, when they called, said, this man is having a mental breakdown? That's not what they said. What was said was, there is a black man assaulting a white woman. Because that woman looked white. I could be wrong. However, it was a man assaulting a white woman, is what I see. Nobody said he was having a mental health crisis. Is that what it was?
But if they did say he was having a mental health crisis, and this video has, not this video, but I'm just saying this type of activity has been played over and over and over again. They killed that mental health guy in his house that one time. There was another one that I think that was in Catonsville. They killed him because he was holding a knife. This is the same thing over and over. And I agree that it needs to be better training. But when you as an officer comes onto a scene, and maybe not in those previous instances I talked about where it was just a guy holding a knife, but in that instance with Tyree, what decision do you have time to make when he's laying on top of a woman with a knife to her neck after he just physically beat her?
And do you see that? Oh, they didn't even try to de-escalate. How can you, when this man has a knife to her neck? You only have seconds.
You meet aggression with aggression. So when you, and again, I'm speaking from taking that training. So, and I took the training because I used to do security for nightclubs for the people that's watching. So I used to do security for nightclubs, and the stars that came, I used to work with a guy, he's deceased now. And since he died, I don't do security no more, but I still renew my permit every 5 years. So when you come there, you have a split second when you come down and you see that guy to make a decision. My decision, if I'm that officer, is not worrying about trying to de-escalate. It's about saving that lady's life, because that's who life matters. Exactly. To me, that guy is a criminal. He's whatever you want to label him to be. His life doesn't matter in that moment. And I'm not just saying him, I'm saying anyone. When you come up to a situation like that, the aggressor life does not matter. That's the way you're trained. You're trained to save lives. So if he got a knife and he's trying to kill someone, you kill him. And when they shoot Santa Mass, they're not shooting to kill. They're just shooting to stop the threat. So I want to be very clear with that. They're shooting to stop the threat. You don't go tase a person with a knife. You don't go tase a person with a gun. You don't shoot them in the leg or shoot them in the hand. That is in the movies. That don't work in real life. Right. Especially when a person is doped up, when they're running high on adrenaline, and when they have a sure will of not going to jail. They teach you these three things in that class, that some people will take your life before they let you take them alive to jail. So let's stop making these shoot them in the leg, tase them, it was overkill stuff. No, it don't work like that in real life. It really don't.
And you don't have that long, and that's what I always say. Like, we're sitting here, we have the opportunity to watch the videos. Oh, I would have done this. Oh, they should have done that. But you're not there in the moment. In the moment, and I mean, let's just think about it in our everyday life. If you got into an argument with somebody, you argue, maybe 30 minutes later, you say, you know what? I should have said this. I should have said that. Because it's after the fact. You don't have time to think like no. That man didn't have time. Well, maybe if I do this or maybe if I do that. No. Knife to her throat. I'm gonna shoot if you don't drop the knife. That's just all it was.
And life is not a DVD that you can press rewind.
Exactly.
Once something happens, it's happened. It's done. You can't do it over. You know what I mean? So again, I've said it twice already. He had multiple times to drop that knife. He would have still been here. When he laid on that lady and put that knife to her neck, that officer had no other choice at that moment but to start pulling the trigger. And I'm gonna add something else to that. When you pull that trigger in that act of aggression, your adrenaline takes over. You can pop 14 rounds off in 6 seconds because your adrenaline then took over. So you can't say it's an overkill because he's in an emotional place now. You can listen after he shot that guy, however many times he shot him. I don't know. He shot the gun 14 times. You can hear it in his voice, the trembling of the fear from him shooting that guy.
And he was still basically a rookie. He's still basically, because he wasn't there that long either.
He was there 3 years, but I could have swore I heard somewhere, and I'm saying that I heard because I'm not sure where I heard it at because I've been going over so much stuff. I heard that he was a transportation authority or even transportation police 3 years prior to coming to Baltimore City.
I know it was one of them. I don't know which one.
Yeah. Oh, so you heard the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard it somewhere. I just don't remember where I heard it at. So yeah, but still, like you said, 6 years and 3 years in Baltimore City, and coming from working on a highway or working with transit police, and now you're through into a city that's pretty much a third country war zone.
Yeah,
that's what Baltimore City is. You know what I'm saying?
Control.
So, like, what do you expect him to do? What decisions do you expect him to make? That's my question to the people who have so many answers. Because let's just take him out of the situation. Let's just say, let's take one of these random scenarios, right? Let's just say that we all downtown Baltimore and it's a concert somewhere, or prime example. We send our kids to school. It's an active shooter situation in the school, right? And it's a school kid, just like Columbine and all them other places. What do you expect them officers to do when they get inside that school when the young kid from Florida that shot all them kids that got all them life sentences, but they didn't give him the death penalty? They let him walk out of there. They took him to jail. You know what I mean? Because he gave up. He gave up when the police came in there. So he walked away with his life. Okay. If he'd have still been holding that gun when them police ran inside that school, he'd have been a dead brother too. Regardless of the color. So in that situation, when them officers walk in that school or run up in that school for an active shooter situation, and they see that guy coming down the hallway and he still got that gun in his hand, the only thing they thinking right now is to take him out.
Yes.
They're not going to shoot him with a taser, even though he's 16 years old. He's 17 years old. He's still a kid.
Shoot him in the hand. No, I'm sorry. You know that's what the comments said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, come on.
Nobody's doing that.
In those situations, you got to stand with the police because you got to save lives.
Hey, so listen, you know us. We can keep this going forever.
Forever.
We can keep this going forever. So, but we gonna wrap up. And just at the end of the day, we agree. This, to me, it didn't seem like overkill.
No.
At all to me. They saved that woman, you know.
And that's what matters.
The life lost. Again, this wasn't a bash. The no shoot zone. Tyree Morgan. I can't even bring myself to say what they say when people pass away. Because I don't like to say that, even for my family, like nobody else. I don't do that.
Nah, I don't say it either. I just send my prayers to the family for healing for the family that got to
I'm praying for
endure it.
people that are connected to him.
Yep, because of what they got to endure going forward. You know what I mean? So
I'm
I send my prayers to
maybe she can
them.
get some therapy and move on. That's something beautiful that happened out of this. She'll be able to hopefully get therapy, and the lady he was dealing with, not the of course I want the lady who he was assaulting to get better, but the one he abused for years, because it's been on social media for years, kind of like Krishan and what's that rapper Blueface, that whole mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but that's we'll go there another day. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. I appreciate the comments. Of course, we can always continue the conversation from here on all social media. You can follow us at SWAT Radio on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Also Twitter now. You can follow my personal page on Instagram, Monica WLS and the number 2, as well as on TikTok. Tony, give your information, please.
you can follow me, Tony Burger, on all social media platforms. Burger is spelled like hamburger.
Yeah. So, with that being said, as I always say, wait a minute, let me give you this quote real quick. Self-care is how you take your power back. So y'all keep that in mind. My dog is about to have a fit. It's time to go out. I'm gonna leave y'all with this as usual. Today I have on something where I can show it, y'all. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Peace.
She don't have no chill when it comes to me.
I don't have no chill on anyone. Let's be real.
You don't, but you get extra points by punching on me. That's just our relationship, but
He act like it's the Mario game, and when I say the coins is going up, no.
that's how I do coins. Listen, I don't care. We see each other at a funeral. She starts
Me?
immediately. Soon as she see me. Why you wear this dirty uniform to a funeral?
And guess what? That sound like her. She has no filter at all.
None.
He is lying. I might say don't touch me because he got on that.
You asked me why did I have that dirty uniform on at a funeral?
I don't remember that. Was that one of my uncles or what? Who? Cousin? Who was it?
Yeah, that was your uncle.
Well, then that's probably why. So anyway.
Check out Swap Radio Thursdays, 7 p.m. at onfire-tv.com.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Today's broadcast was brought to you in part by City View Bar and Grill. City View is a family-friendly, casual dining bar and restaurant, providing high-quality food and good old-fashioned friendly service. At City View Bar and Grill, you can live every hour like it's happy hour. The food is mouth-watering, the atmosphere is fun, energetic, and mature. Located at 6700 Security Boulevard in Gwynn Oak, Maryland, aka Woodlawn, it is the City View Bar and Grill. Stop in today or visit cityviewmd.com. That's cityviewmd.com. The 2022 Baltimore Crown Awards goes down Saturday, November the 19th at The Garage, 6 Lafayette Avenue in Baltimore. This year's celebration is an Emerald Party. There is a dress code, it's emerald green, and that is to celebrate the 16-year anniversary of the Baltimore Scene movement. Please come dressed in the theme and the color for a visual unity that reflects the theme for the evening. It's hosted by comedian Desi Alexander. You can cast your votes right now. Visit thebaltimorescene.org. We'll see you Saturday, November the 19th, 2022 for the Baltimore Crown Awards.